Hey everyone, Nate with GrowersHouse. So today we have a pretty cool new light that just came in. This is the Illumited NeoSol DS, which is a 520 watt LED that is about 4 feet long and I would say about 2.5 feet wide. And this thing is very, very new to the market by a company called Illumitex. Pretty new, not Lumitech, but Illumitex. And there's a few things that are pretty unique about this light, which we wanted to show you today, other than, of course, testing the spectrum and the intensity over our 4x4 footprint, which this light is designed for, a 4x4 footprint, and the company is really gearing this thing up to take on the 1000 watt HPS as a replacement. And that being it, 520 watts at the wall. So I'm going to show you some of the cool, unique things about this light, which is actually developed and assembled in Austin, Texas. Although, of course, a lot of the parts are sourced internationally. This company has a patented optic that they put around the die of the LED rather than actually have what's known as secondary optics, where they have the optics of made actually under the LED, almost as like a panel that the LED emits through, and then the optics go. This one's actually built into the die of the LED, their optics, which are proprietary. So let me show you a couple cool things about this light. First off, it's dimmable from its 520 watts down to 10% of that 520 watts. And anywhere in between, really. You just simply move this dial and that'll bring it on up. And not only that, let me show you something over here. Okay, so do you see this right here? You can loosen this screw and you can end up moving each one of these panels, I guess you could say, to orient it to curve either more inward or to go more outward. And this fixture being about 2.5 feet wide, you can orient these ones to go outward at the very edge to get a wider coverage area if you want, or you can move them inwards if you want to cover a smaller area. And you can do that with every single one of the panels that are built into the light.
Like a really big setup, and not having to get just a bunch of small ones.
Right.
A shit ton of really small ones. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the design of it's very neat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, this light comes with a 5-year warranty. It's pretty sturdily built. Probably weighs about 40 pounds, and you know it's CE ETL listed, so you can use it in commercial applications. And it's also something I've never heard of called Ip66 Certified, I believe it is, where you could spray this thing with a hose and it'll still work. So that's pretty cool, especially for a lot of people's gardens where the humidity is pretty high. So other than that, I mean, this thing is 120 to 277 volt, and at this point I really want to throw it under our light meters to see how this thing does. So let's hop to it. Looking at the results now, we see that the spectrum of the light is very focused, as most LEDs are, into the yellow, orange, reds where the plant's used for flower, and this one is a full spectrum light, so it also has those blues and indigos that the plant will use for the vegetative spectrum. So looking at it, you know, this light could be used from seed through harvest, and it has the spectrum to match. And going down to the results, we were pretty surprised to see how little the light diminished the intensity as you rose this light up, which is usually you see a really big decrease in the intensity of the light as you bring it up in, you know, height from the canopy. And one of the things we did do for this study is we kept all of the panels of this LED flat in the state that they are when you get it. Now you can turn them out depending on how large your grow area is. This is over a 4x4, and we think, you know, there's a lot of intensity in the middle and along the length of the LED, you'll notice. But if you go wide, there's not as much intensity, but you could just as easily, we think, unscrew those panels so you can angle them outward, and you'd get a really uniform coverage of that grow area, which we think would be a really good use of this light. So other than that, take this information, digest it, see if this light might be the right option for you. We're going to leave all the raw data attached to the bottom of this test, so if you ever want to take a look at that or do anything else with it. Other than that, this is Nate from Growers House. Happy growing.